Alright guys, so today we're going to be talking about ways to represent numbers. There are several different ways that we could use a number and represent it different ways. So let's go ahead and start with an example. Let's start with 2,348. Now when we take this number, we can write it of course in the standard way, which is what it is right now. So let me go ahead and write that down. Standard 2,348. The standard form is just a regular form of writing the number using the regular digits and the value that it has. Another way of representing 2,348 is to write it in expanded form. So this is expanded form. Now, in expanded form, all we're going to do is we're going to take that number, the standard number, and we're going to stretch it out. We're going to write down each of its values, the value of each digit. So first we're going to take that 2. How much is that 2 worth? That 2 is worth 2,000. We're going to go ahead and continue. We have to put that plus sign so that we can know that that's going to be a combination of all those numbers and all those digits and all those values. So we're going to take that 3. How much is that 3 worth? That 3 is worth 300. We're going to continue. That 4 is worth 40. And finally, that 8 is worth 8 ones. So this is one way of writing it. Of course, we have our standard. Now we have our expanded. The next way is going to be a word form. And again, this video is just to be used as a review of the stuff that we've been talking about in class. So we'll go ahead and start with the word form. All this is we're going to spell each of the numbers along with the value or the place value that it's located at. Here we have 2,000, comma, 300, $48. Okay, now that's the word form. So we've already done 3 different ways to represent the numbers: the standard, expanded, and word form. Another way is to do the place value chart. This is going to be very important for us because right now we're just working on 4-digit numbers, but we're going to actually extend that to 6-digit numbers. So third graders are going to have to know the number. Let me go ahead and write it up here. It's a different color. They're going to have to know the place value all the way to the 100,000th place. So 999,999. This is the place value that the third graders have to know by the end of the school year. So let's go ahead and continue on with our place value. Now, what we have to do next is we're going to write the place value chart for this. So I'm going to go ahead and start right here. This is going to be my ones place, my tens, my hundreds, and finally my thousands. Okay, now we always have to make sure that we have a comma separating our thousands place from the rest of our place value here. So this first place value is known as our units. The second group of place value is going to be our thousands place, and we'll talk more about that later. So now that we have our place value chart, we can now put the value in each of the place value. The ones place we have an 8, the tens place we have a 4, the hundreds place we have a 3, and the thousands place we have a 2. And that's just another way of representing 2,348. And this is one great way for the students to be able to talk about place value and where each digit belongs in the value, okay, in the place value. Now, lastly, we're going to do the picture form. Now, the reason why I'm doing this last is because we're not going to be able to use this after these 4 digits, after these 4 place values. Once we get into the 10,000s and the 100,000s, we're not going to be able to draw a picture for that. So let's go ahead and do the picture form for this value that we have right here. we have 2,000. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my thousands cube. Now there's a few different ways of doing this. I need to draw two of these. So you can do it like I did, square, angles, and then connect it. Or you can do two squares and then you connect it that way. It doesn't really matter as long as it looks like a cube. That should be fine. So I have my 2,000s. The next one is going to be 300s. Now we represent those hundreds by drawing flats. 1, 2, 3, and this is basically our hundreds block. Okay, now we have our tens. Tens, we also call those our longs or our rods. So I need 4 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And lastly, we have our ones, which we should have 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, like I said before, the picture form is only good until the 4 digits, which is what they learned in 2nd grade. In 3rd grade, we're going to extend those digits past the thousands place to the 10,000s and the 100,000s. So just to let you know that we do use our base 10 blocks. This right here is going to represent our thousands block. It's a cube. There's 1,000 units in that. This is our flat. This is our hundreds block. So there's 100 units in this one. Here we have our longs, which is also called a rod. And these are represented with 10 units in each. And then finally we have our unit, which is of course 1. So those are, sorry I didn't move that down, those are several different ways for us to represent our numbers. And these are some of the ways that the students have to know in order to be successful here during the place value unit. And like I said, this is a basic review. This year, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be going, well, next couple of days actually, we're going to take them from knowing the 4 digits all the way to knowing the 6-digit numbers, which is going to be as high as this number right here, okay? So I hope you enjoyed the video, and that'll be it. I'll go ahead and send this out, and hopefully you enjoy watching this video and it helps you review for future lessons. Thanks.